Films from Tzu Chi USA have been selected to screen at BuddhaFest Online Festival. Navy soldiers respond to bone marrow donor registry to save a leukemia patient. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In the United States, 7 films from Tzu Chi USA on the BuddhaFest series have been selected to screen at the 2021 BuddhaFest Online Festival. The initiator of the BuddhaFest Online Festival said that these stories have expressed the concept of compassion and humanity in Buddhism. Many filmmakers also hope that the viewers will be inspired to walk the path with compassion and mutual help. Let's take a look.
我的师父教导我，转一个角度来看世界，世界无限宽大；换一个立场待人处事，人事无不轻安。
7 films from Tzu Chi USA on the Buddha's Path series have been selected to screen at the 2021 BuddhaFest Online Festival.
We have taken the International Buddhist Film Festival to 10 cities on 3 continents. We've shown over 350 different films, and they represent filmmaking from 22 different countries. It's an effort to bring to the attention of general audiences this extraordinary inspirational cinema that we find all over the world.
The series really is portraits of Buddhists who feel compelled to put their compassion into practice actively in the world.
Among the films is The Peace Inside, based on the real-life story of Tzu Chi volunteer Judy Wang, who channeled Master's teachings to comfort an inmate for over 20 years.
I don't think you have to be Buddhist to understand the humanity behind them, specifically with The Peace Inside. The main message that Judy is trying to get through in the film is that every soul that is suffering deserves our care and attention.
Dharma Master Cheng Yen teaches us to practice Buddhism through doing good deeds. So we become interested and to figure out, maybe there are some other Buddhists that are doing a similar way.
We say in Buddhism that wisdom and compassion are like the 2 wings of one bird, and you cannot fly just with one wing. You just turn in circle on the ground.
The project is Karuna, and it's the name also of the non-profit organization founded by the French Buddhist monk Mathieu Ricard. They have been working in Asia for many, many years, and they provide rickshaws to very low-income families, women who live in the rural areas to make a living for themselves.
यही अच्छा लगा कि चलो अपना काम करना अपना ही अच्छा है किसी को बस में रहना नहीं हम औरत है तो किस इससे का
The activity known as engaged Buddhism is not necessarily been fully represented on screen, and I think the On the Buddhist Path series took this challenge up and successfully engaged with a number of good stories, told them well.
I am surprised by how powerful the message still is to me. And I just hope that anyone watching this film is as moved by it as we were creating it.
Audiences may watch the films until August 15th at BuddhaFestOnline.com and can even expect to see some of them in theaters by the year's end.
I think it's great because we conceive this project as a whole, the entire series, to be able to explore different topics in Buddhism. Yes, the viewers to watch them all so they can have a broad perspective.
It will reach more people, so more people will learn about their work and will be inspired on the path of kindness and helping one another.
We hope to offer a sense of the diverse language that's available to understand and to engage with, and perhaps to overcome the suffering that we see around us.
In Kaohsiung, Taiwan, continuous heavy rain caused serious disasters in many mountainous areas. Tzu Chi volunteers divided into multiple routes and went deep into the mountains to investigate. They discovered residents in Maolin district being seriously flooded. Fortunately, everyone was able to evacuate without any casualties. Let's take a look.
The drone shots show this house in the middle of brown floodwater in Maolin district of Kaohsiung. The road is like a river with a cascading waterfall as the river soared close to the home.
The water level is here. There's big water and there's a ditch, plus the water in that river. It all flooded.
Looking around, there was rubbish and mud everywhere as the home became a mess. While washing away the mud and sand, they're afraid of the next wave of soil and rock. Just cleaning the ditch in front of the house, just treating the symptoms rather than the root cause. Not only belongings, but also residents have to stay outside. A once happy home now has no water and electricity, only the memory of a sweet family which is represented by these drawings on the wall.
I've been looking for a house which will let us live temporarily.
The bridge collapsed and Tzu Chi supplies that were given not long ago became soaked and couldn't be used.
The Wansan tribal village is even more dangerous. There'll be landslides as the whole tribe move here this time. We care for them to try to find a way to see if there's anything we can do to help the children and their families.
Last month, the noodles in the living supplies box were soaked in water, and there was no way to eat it. Today, we gave another box of materials to them. They were very grateful to receive these materials again.
Urgently mobilized to visit the Maolin district of Kaohsiung, once again, Tzu Chi volunteers prepare daily use items as well as nutritional needs to take care of their body, mind, and soul.
They are ingredients with a lot of dietary fiber, and studying these genes to aphorisms can help them.
The more severely injured, as long as we get a message, we will immediately focus on giving care to them.
In addition to the 40 boxes that were originally sent to the tribe, now we have to send us another 260 boxes of supplies. Thank you very much, Tzu Chi, for giving us this great support.
The tribal village is devastated, and Tzu Chi and the Social Affairs Bureau work together to restore the natural beauty of the mountains and forests.
We can't underestimate the power of nature. We must be cautious and pious, and we must take good care of the mountains and forests.
Tzu Chi volunteers help calm local residents after this disaster, reassuring them that they are well looked after and can rebuild their homes as soon as possible.
Also in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, the disaster in Leukemia district was devastating as roads suffered from landslides and many residents' homes were submerged. City volunteers immediately brought supplies and compassion for residents to make them feel safe and secure. Local recycling volunteers have also been affected. Fortunately, they received much needed help.
Some held umbrellas and others held supplies as Tzu Chi volunteers braved the rain to visit the affected villagers in Leukemia district.
There's no way to clean it. There's no water at all. Who can we blame for these natural disasters? We can't blame anyone.
Mr. Pan, who lives alone, is the most affected. Mud and rocks from the mountain were poured into homes, making the whole house muddy. Fortunately, some were evacuated early and now stay at a relative's house temporarily. 80-year-old grandmother who lives nearby suffered an injury to her foot and has mobility issues, inconvenient to move. Her family was also affected by the disaster. This grandmother hadn't slept well for several days, so the volunteers hurriedly sent heartwarming condolences. 81-year-old Mrs. Liu is a recycling volunteer and has collected recycled PET bottles in front of her house.
A bag is here. I'll pick them up when I see it. Am I scared? There's a lot of water.
Fortunately, everyone is safe and happy and eager to rebuild their homeland together. Send love straight to the disaster area and accompany villagers to gather the strength to rebuild their homes. They also look forward to the sunny day after the rain and recovering as soon as possible.
In Taiwan, a family of student Lin, who is studying in the 8th grade of Tzu Chi Senior High School, has financial difficulties. A family of 7 can only rely on her father, who had a minor stroke before, and her mother's work at night. The principal and volunteers of Tzu Chi Senior High School went to care for her and sent her a brand new laptop for online study so that her education would not be delayed. Let's join them there.
The summer tutoring class was changed to be hosted online due to the pandemic. Student Lin, who is studying in the 8th grade of the Tzu Chi Senior High School, uses a tablet to attend classes every day. But this one is not hers. It is lent by the school.
The screen on the cell phone is too small, so we hope the students can use a larger screen which doesn't affect her eyesight much for learning. Because their learning is not occasional, they have to learn online every day.
Taking into account the long-term study and the financial situation of Lin's family, the school decided to donate a brand new laptop to her. The principal made a special trip to Zhongli to deliver these gifts in person.
I'm very happy because we don't have computer at home. I always worry about her online learning.
Children's education cannot be delayed, so Tzu Chi uses all the power of charity to help this family and our children so that her study is progressing and won't encounter any obstacles.
Volunteers explained the operation in detail. Student Lin listened carefully without much words. With the help of this laptop, her learning path must be smoother than ever.
After a COVID-19 patient leaves the hospital, they still need to come back to the hospital for a return visit. A 50-year-old COVID-recovered patient, Mr. Cho, stayed at a dedicated ward at Taipei City Hospital. While he visited the hospital again, he brought gifts and cards expressing his thanks to medical workers for their sincere care. Let's join them there.
Mr. Cho put this gift on the front door of a dedicated COVID ward. This gift is for hardworking medical workers. In the past, Mr. Cho himself contracted the virus due to unknown reasons, as he was taken care of by Taipei City Hospital medical workers. After 23 days, he was discharged from the hospital.
I'm thankful to them. During high-risk situations, they're willing to take care of me and treat me. So I prepared gifts and cards in order to express my thankfulness for medical workers.
Mr. Cho came into the hospital during midnight as medical workers immediately got to work, treating his pulmonary problem. He writes his thankful words on each blessing letter.
When he was discharged from the hospital, he gave us a lot of blessings. To be able to see him healthily leaving the hospital and even bring us gifts, I feel like the hard work was all worth it.
After being discharged from the hospital, Mr. Cho displayed no sequelae as he is living a normal life once more. To the medical workers, the best blessing is to see a recovered patient living a healthy life.
In Taiwan, at the end of last month, the Navy posted a video as 500 people shared a post. The video displays a Sergeant Major's son suffering from leukemia. The son could not find a matching bone marrow donor among his family members. The Navy hopes to call for more people to respond to the bone marrow donor registry. And as of now, 200 soldiers responded to the call. Let's learn more.
Before the pandemic, blood test events for bone marrow matching never stopped. As of July 31st, 2021, over 450,000 people registered. The 6,003 transplants amounts to 1/10 of people who sign up for bone marrow matching.
但是茫茫人海之中，造血干细胞移植病患要能够找到白血球抗原完全吻合的可能，亲属是首要之选，几率25%。至于非亲属，配对成功率更低，降到只剩2000%，甚至2亿%。
各位亲爱的国人及官兵弟兄姐妹们，大家好。
Looking for hope among citizens, the Navy recorded a video. In the video, the father and his 12-year-old son are together happily, though for the past 4 months, the son struggled to survive.
做化疗会有很多的副作用，身体也会非常的虚弱。
There are a lot of side effects to chemotherapy. The body feels weak too. The patient will have a reduced appetite, have trouble eating. Their muscles will also start to shrink. Sometimes I think about why it has to be my
我
son.
们都还是觉得，为什么会是永杰？
哇哦，好帅呢！蔡哥哥好棒！
Every video and photo recorded the good relationship between the father and son. The unfortunate disease has torn them apart.
我其实也有接触到一些病。
I actually have interacted with other people who have children suffering from disease. Some of the children are a few months old, even 1 or 2 years old. Their parents are helpless, although Yongjie will say things when he feels pain.
永杰痛还会讲。
As a father, Tsai Minghao couldn't hold back his tears in the 20-minute interview. After the video was posted to the internet, 2,000 people liked the post and shared it as it attracted more support.
我跟我们慈济人师姐接触之后，我知道现在还有6万4千。
After talking to Tzu Chi sisters, I realized there are 64,000 people who cannot find a bone marrow match. After going through this, I started to ask people outside of my family, including friends or people in the army. We cannot just look at Yongjie. We must help more people in need.
我们不要局限于永劫，我们现在在做的事情是推己及人。
年满18足岁，未达46岁。
Countless sleepless nights just for a perfect match. Cai Minghao waits for the day when he could hug his healthy son again.
Eating more vegetables is good for the health, and it also cuts down on carbon emissions. However, some people question if eating plant-based diet can consume enough nutrients. Hualien City Medical Centers offer plant-based meal plate so that people can experience the benefits of vegetarianism. For the past years, more people are willing to try plant-based diet as it is beneficial to people's health.
We use whole foods and plants as ingredients. This way, people can avoid consuming processed food, including spices.
The food that is low in oil, salt, and sugar is beneficial to health.
Most importantly, the chances of having several kinds of cancer will decrease. In addition, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and high blood pressure will also decrease. The chances of having hemorrhagic and ischemic strokes will also be lower.
In Hualien, more than 80 people have started having plant-based diets since August 2nd.
Vegetables will take up half of the meal plate. They are mostly whole grain and root plants. Protein is also important, so they take up 1/4 of the plate.
During the process, they also need to consume enough nutrients.
The first one is omega-3. One can consume flaxseed powder. The second one is vitamin B12. The third one is vitamin D.
As people consume plant-based diet mindfully and consume enough nutrients, they can feel the changes in their health condition. In Hualien, Health Challenge 21 has been held, inviting public to develop the habit of eating plant-based food. After a week of adjusting to the eating habit, many participants have felt the benefits of vegetarianism. Let's learn more. At mealtime, a group of people will go to Hualien Jingsi Hall to receive lunch boxes. They are participants of a plant-based diet plan.
When it comes to lunch or dinner time, I do not know what to buy. I waste a lot of time. When I saw this program, I wanted to join it. Since my freshman year till now, I have always been really busy and therefore I have irregular meals. Even though I eat the same amount of food, I keep gaining weight.
Nowadays, people are busy and they have irregular meals that are high in oil and salt. As a result, they fall ill easily.
88 people have participated in the program this time. More than half of them have high cholesterol. Among them, someone's cholesterol level is as high as 180. We hope that in 21 days you can lower cholesterol and your illness can be improved.
The plant-based food are prepared according to the health eating principle of Harvard University.
I have felt I can better get rid of gas and my digestion is very smooth. After giving birth, I have developed 3 hives and I also have constipation. However, for the past days, my digestion has been smooth and I do not get hungry easily.
The participants develop good eating habits in 21 days. They will also undergo checkups before and after they participate in the program to ensure they enjoy the health benefits of vegetarianism. In Malaysia, Tzu Chi Kelantan volunteers donated medical equipment needed by the Kota Baru Medical Center, including other items such as air conditioners for newly added COVID-19 wards. This distribution also included biscuits and other heartwarming materials for medical workers.
Volunteers unloaded medical equipment and supplies from the truck. These are Kelantan Tzu Chi volunteers who solicited goods from the community to relieve medical needs of the Kota Baru Medical Center.
All this equipment can help the hospital and can help ease the burden of our frontliners.
Among the donations are 3 air conditioners, which are gifts prepared by a corporation for a special COVID-19 hospital ward.
After giving this to them, I feel something in my heart. I think we can give back to the community when doing business. It's a very good feeling.
In addition to delivering supplies, volunteers also conveyed the Master's care and concern through a special package to protect the mental health of frontline doctors. Volunteers also shared the spirit of the bamboo coin bank era through the making of eco-friendly baskets.
Those eco-friendly baskets are very attractive. They are very beautiful and very inspiring. This is because it's changed from a waste product to something that can be useful. For what Tzu Chi has done is beyond value. It has definitely benefited a lot of people.
We are very grateful for Tzu Chi's willingness to provide assistance and work with us in the fight against the epidemic.
The pandemic has changed the mode of interaction between people, but the distance between hearts has become closer than ever because of mutual goals.
In Malacca, Malaysia, when city volunteers distributed relief subsidies, they found young Kaohsiung. At that time, his right foot was ulcerated and the wound was only wrapped up with tissues. The volunteers rushed to purchase medical supplies for him. Later, they also arranged for him to go to Tzu Chi Free Clinic to disinfect the wounds. Let's join them there.
The wound on the right foot was severely ulcerated and needed urgent treatment.
His bones have been infected with bacteria. If the part of the bacterial infection is not treated, bacteria will multiply and the wound will become more inflamed repeatedly.
Tzu Chi volunteers learned Kaohsiung's difficulties while distributing relief subsidy. At that time, the wound on his foot was only wrapped up with tissues. The volunteers helped him purchase medical supplies and also took him to the Tzu Chi Free Clinic to treat his wounds.
I read a newspaper for decades and never experienced no money to buy it again. I didn't know until this age that I didn't have money to buy a newspaper. There's no way. I have zero income now and no future at all. I have no hope. My wound can only rub medicine and Chinese medicine. Tzu Chi helped me, and I hope I can overcome this difficulty.
Giving support and timely assistance for those in need is even more important during the pandemic.
In Indonesia, a fire broke out at a residence affecting 6 families. Upon learning of the news, city volunteers delivered consolation cash and supplies to affected residents. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.